Hopak is a Ukrainian martial art founded in the 1950s. This dance is also called the squat dance. Hopak movement is performing high jumps, squat kicks, and twisting, clapping, or dancing in a closed circle. If you look at his movements, it seems that it is a combined movement of boxing and capoeira martial arts, and almost similar to Kaladipettu in India. In 1393, Buchach was granted the rights of Magdeburg by King Vladislav Jagiello. Originally, this town belonged to the Buchaki family. But in the 17th century, King Potocki became the new owner. The city was developed intensively during the reign of Count Stefan Potocki. Voivode Bratslav, 1624 to 1648. Located on a frontier that was constantly threatened by hordes of nomads, then by the Tatars and then by the Ottoman Empire, 1672. Buchach has a very long history. Long story short, during World War I, the area was controlled by the Jews. Then during World War II, the German invasion killed a lot of Jews there. That's why the Jews finally joined to help the Russian army against Germany. This is a recipe for making cakes in Ukraine that has been passed down from generation to generation. Its ingredients: flour, sugar, apple, cinnamon, cheese, pear. Other flavoring ingredients mix everything together. Then bake until cooked and the pear cake is ready to be served. This is an ancient tradition of celebrating Christmas in ancient Ukraine, where the host prepares the dish in advance to be served to future guests. Then the guests came and previously sang first as a form of celebration. After the event was over, the guests were given a cake. This was also a means to maintain cohesiveness between neighbors. And at night, there is a family dinner too, with a menu that has been cooked in the morning. The food menu there is kind of like a witch's cooking, which is to enter and mix all the ingredients into a cauldron and cook it using a fire stove. This is a traditional entertainment show in Ukraine, namely wrestling and martial arts. And in general, in all countries have a history of wrestling during the Stone Age, because the activity was an entertainment before, when human life in ancient times did not have technology. They like to combine dance moves and martial arts moves. This film tells the story of World War II. There's a college girl majoring in history. And in college it is also taught her there is a shooting competition. When it's the girl's turn to shoot, then her shots are all on target and defeats the other participants. He's a real soldier. His mother was an English teacher, and his father was an army major. The girl's name is Ludel. She was met by a Jewish youth named Boris. Then Ludel received military training to become a sniper. After all passed, the snipers made a trench to face the German army. When Germany attacked with tanks and infantry troops, Russia only used its sniper capabilities. And finally the German troops can be beaten back by Russian snipers. Ludel is a smart woman, and she is always number one in awards. Ludel's only drawback is that he is not good at smiling in public, and the matter of staring at his interlocutor also still needs to be improved. In this war film, it looks like German combat equipment is more sophisticated than the Russian state. And the German state does tend to like to carry out several invasions. It is human nature, so when humans already have sophisticated weapons, then they will try to control other humans. If this is a large scale, then it is called an invasion between countries. Russian sniper troops always dig trenches first when going to war. And while they were preparing, suddenly a tank attack came and attacked the trenches. As a result, Ludel was injured and passed out, but was still able to be saved. War sometimes affects a person's psychology and can be traumatizing when someone experiences almost the same thing as before. Germany continued to pursue Russian troops, even during the evacuation process on the ship. The German Air Force still attacked it, but fortunately it was still able to be thwarted by fire from Russian ships and assisted by Russian fighter planes as well. Actually, Ludel was not allowed to go to war by Boris, but Ludel still wanted to go to war. Finally, Boris agreed. Boris is the head of medicine in the Russian army. Then, Ludel was given a friend of a captain. He was also a reliable sniper. His name was Captain Leonard. They finally fought together on the battlefield. Incidentally, on the German side also used snipers. In the end, the war between snipers and Ludel and Captain Leonard always won. They both ended up often killing German troops. Even both of them ended up liking each other. When summer comes, Ludel and Captain Leonard are back on duty towards the place they will use for snooping. However, it was the Germans who first laid the mines around the field, making the captain's foot step on one of the mine triggers. And suddenly all the landmines finally activated and bombarded all the fields. Indeed, in World War II, Germany is often famous for its mine traps. Then Ludel and Captain saved themselves from mine explosions in various angles. Seeing the explosion of the mines like chasing them or the mines exploding straight ahead, the captain took the initiative to stop and lay down. But the captain when he fell down while protecting Ludel as well. Eventually the effects of the mine explosion, resulting in the captain's death, but the Ludel still survived. At the end of the film, It shows the battle between the best reliable sniper from Germany against the best sniper from Russia, Ludel. Because they were both waiting and not being seen, Ludel took the initiative to reveal himself. And when the German sniper started aiming, Ludel also took aim. But in the end Ludel won it, although Ludel also got shot but didn't hit Ludel's head. Thus, the Russian side has won this best sniper duel. Then Ludel and other troops were evacuated. And those who did not have time to evacuate became victims of war. And at the end of the story, Ludel is awarded as a hero of the Soviet Union and has a son from the previously deceased Captain Boris. This is a house that is 1000 years old. Even though it's old, it's still strong enough to live in. When viewed from the design, both from the outside and inside, it is like a house belonging to a rural person in Indonesia today in modern times. While in Ukraine, this model has existed for thousands of years. That means Indonesian technology is very far compared to other countries. Okay viewer, let's continue about the process of making the basement for the 10th series. This time it is the working process of the TBM machine in tunneling. The construction of this machine, with a length of 148 meters and a weight of up to 1000 tons, in a week can drill holes of about 90 to 150 meters. The drilled material will be channeled to the conveyor belt, to be released to the shelter. After the excavation process is completed with a certain size, the drill stops and the concrete ring is made. The concrete rings are installed by being arranged per section. The process of installing these concrete rings uses a vacuum, because each part of the concrete ring is very heavy. So it must be assisted with a vacuum so that it is a little lighter when arranging it. When the hydraulic cylinder presses on the previously installed concrete ring, it will be pulled per section when installing a new concrete ring. After that, the concrete ring was bolted. All of that was controlled by the operator in the control room. After that, the excavation process moved again, drilling.
Wow, all your explanations are very interesting, City Hawa. From here we can conclude that Hopak is the art of dancing, in which there are martial arts movements as well. Actually, every country also has them, but they are not aware that these movements are related to martial arts as well. Then Bukak Castle is one of the castles that was invaded by the Ottoman Turks as well. Then the way the Ukrainians cooked in ancient times was similar to how to make a witch's potion that put all the ingredients into a cauldron. Then wrestling is the art of the oldest entertainment movement in the world, which almost every country had it during the Stone Age. Then during the Second War, the Jews who previously partially received fascist treatment from the Germans, they joined Russia, and helped Russia. Then next there is the process of making a tunnel, where the TBM machine has a vacuum to install the concrete ring. Okay, you have finished all the sessions, only one more thing left, namely the discussion of the Higgs boson. What theory would you say this time?
Okay, this time I will briefly discuss about a professor from Stanford University. He explained that the Higgs boson was like a trumpet-shaped hat. We know that the universe is actually shaped like a trumpet, which at any time will be blown by angels. Oh, this is like a megaphone tower, so that the voice that is shouted will be loud and shake whatever is in the megaphone tower. Actually, the professor was talking about the apocalypse. But due to limited faith and technology, the Higgs boson research only revolved around the LHC, Large Hadron Collider. Where the Higgs boson particle will be created when two protons collide with a speed almost equal to the speed of light. Where the proton is formed from helium gas, which is given an electric current in a closed tube. That's a brief explanation of the Higgs boson at this time. I will not explain at length, because the lecture described by the Stanford professor is 1 hour longer.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for all the explanations. Your explanation is very interesting, and our session has come to an end. Thank you for the opportunity to attend this event. We will meet again next week. So viewers, wherever you are, that's our talk show and podcast this time. Look forward to our next podcast, still with HBA talk shows and podcasts. Don't forget, if there are criticisms and suggestions, you can put them in the comments below. Thank you for your willingness to watch our event. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to receive the next information. See you and let's bye-bye.